There are so many ways that each of us can learn, heal, and grow. And one of my favourite ways to make that happen is with shadow work prompts. Now, shadow work prompts are a series of questions that are designed to get beneath the surface of your conscious self to see what lies beneath that outward persona. We call this the unconscious shadow or shadow self. Now, as a hypnotherapist, I'm used to dealing with this because we use hypnosis as a way of relaxing our clients' minds to allow them to access their thoughts and feelings that they've repressed. When I put a client into a trance-like state, that barrier between the conscious and the subconscious mind is removed, and so we get a unique access into our clients' thoughts and feelings. And when we use this self-discovery journey, we gain conscious knowledge, and that can be powerful. So when you start to understand your shadow self, and when you understand what you've repressed or hidden, it becomes easier to target therapy at the problem. And it also allows clients to rationalize and understand their negative thoughts and emotions, and helps them really realize who they are. And with that knowledge, you can heal yourself. You can take positive action for change and move forward. And this has a profoundly positive impact on your mental health and well-being. Now, while hypnosis is still a great way of finding out this information and accessing that shadow self, there are other ways of getting it. And one of the great self-help methods is to do it by using shadow work prompts, which enable you to ask questions to find out more about who you are and what your shadow side is doing. Shadow work prompts are a series of questions that enable you to focus inwardly on your thoughts and those feelings deep down. And by understanding your shadow self, then you're able to reveal traits and parts of yourself that typically remain hidden in the shadows, as it were. Now, it can be emotional and draining doing this. However, the more you understand about yourself, the easier it is to prevent issues such as self-sabotage, for example, limiting beliefs that might be holding you back. When you're able to rationalize and have this information that you've learned, it can be freeing and also incredibly healing. Now, Carl Jung was the founder of analytical psychology, and he coined the term shadow self when he was describing the subconscious parts of ourselves that are hidden from the consciousness. He was aware that those parts of us were made up of both positive and negative issues, and the negative was more dominant in many cases in parts of our personality. This is because the subconscious is usually formed in early childhood and up to around the ages of 6 years old. So the information we receive from our surroundings and the people around us is soaked up like a sponge, and we accept it without question at that age. That means if we experience problems or a traumatic event in those early years, that can enter into our persona and stay there running on autopilot into adulthood. The original reasons for these problems are then long forgotten, and afterwards we're unable to connect our toxic traits or issues that we have with those earlier problems that we experienced. To illustrate this, imagine a child being told by their parents that they're useless and they'll never amount to much. The child takes on that information, accepts it without question, and now that's all they know. As they move forward in life, that belief creates low self-esteem, which sticks around in the shadows, preventing them from proper success in life. The child is likely to have a self-critical inner voice that makes them feel inferior or not good enough, and those thoughts will flow into their daily life and stop them reaching their potential. Shadow work prompts can help you to reveal any unhelpful thought patterns and lead to a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. And this is healing and can help you work on self-esteem and self-compassion. So, how do you find that shadow self? Well, you obviously can see a hypnotherapist, a psychotherapist, but you can also do it by using self-help techniques like shadow work journal prompts or using self-hypnosis. Now, we have self-hypnosis downloads on our website, and there will be a link at the end of this video and on the descriptions below where you can get downloads, for example, for relaxation and stress reduction, and they can help quieten your mind to enable you to relax sufficiently to start to find this subconscious self. But I'm going to give you later on in this video some actual practical shadow work journal prompts that you can start to use to explore those depths of your mind and ask questions to help you understand more about that shadow side. Now, these, journal prompts can involve soul searching and analysing emotions as well as trauma and upsets in your life. Good shadow work prompts enable you to see the bigger picture and reveal the side of yourself that you don't often notice or feels hidden. When you understand your negative traits, you're getting information about your Achilles heel. What are the situations that push your buttons or make you really react negatively? And when you understand those things, you can put in place strategies to help you act differently and free you from those past automated responses. Shadow work questions, though, aren't always easy, but as you head on your journey of self-discovery, you should make progress, and that can help to make you a happier person. If you want to get started on discovering those hidden traits and thoughts, then the best place to start is use our shadow work journal prompts together with a journal. Now, the process of writing down your thoughts and answers in response to the prompts can help you see the bigger picture and help your growth. A good journal is a great way to let you know what's going on in your mind and includes the good and the bad. You need to embrace the worst parts of your personality because there are elements that present there a challenge to you, and invariably these probably did start in childhood. Remember that what you thought or believed as a child is often not true or helpful. So using shadow work questions can help you challenge those old belief systems. Now, of course, you can also get shadow work journals and you can pre-buy them. And when you pre-buy a shadow work journal, they often have some prompts in there as well. So again, if you go to my website, and again, there'll be a link at the end of this, I've linked to some of the best journals that I found for shadow work. So if you don't just want to use my prompts, you can go and use some of those as well. If you want to begin journaling to help find your subconscious shadow and understand why you're thinking the way you are, then I've created a set of journal prompts to help you with that journey. Now, the shadow work journal prompts have been created to be challenging, so you can really dig into these emotions to find out more about who you are. Shadow work journal prompts are not supposed to be easy, but are designed for you to understand the negative traits that you have so you can start to free yourself from what's holding you back. Now, those shadow traits, by the way, aren't there to harm you. They've been created and forged by childhood experiences and interactions. So when you understand what's happened to you, it can be enlightening and it can also be freeing. Healing yourself means looking in the shadow and aspects of yourself that you find difficult or upsetting. But ultimately, you can start to tell more about who you are and change that. And when you practice this shadow work regularly, it can make a real difference to how you feel. So let's dive into some of the questions that you can start to ask yourself. Question number 1 for your journal. What is your worst trait and why do you think it isn't helpful to you? Think about what was your greatest childhood fear. What is the biggest incident that happened to you in your childhood that made you feel panic or fear? Who did you dislike or try and avoid when you were a child? Who is the person who hurt you most in your life? What guilty secret have you been hiding for years? What negative emotions appear regularly in your life? What are your worst habits that you'd like to stop? What are you afraid to admit about yourself? What are the things that trigger negative feelings within you? Now, this was just a fraction of the prompts that are on my blog post on this topic. So if you head over to the link that I've put below, there are another 40 plus journal prompts for you to use. And as I said, it would be too long to put them all in a video. And if you head over there, that will give you a really good start to using your shadow work journal. And as well as that, there's more information on my blog to help you improve your mental health, your mindset, and your well-being.